Hi, I'm Jeff.
And I'm Hanny.
Welcome to part 2 of this month's story on Hans Christian Andersen. Last time, we started to learn about Hans Christian Andersen, the man.
Right. Nowadays, Hans Christian Andersen's stories are known all over the world. That being said, not many people know about the person behind these stories. That's why we're taking some time to get to know the man himself, Hans Christian Andersen.
Correct. At the end of part 1 of our lesson, we learned how Hans Christian Andersen started writing. Today, we're going to learn that, at first, being a writer wasn't easy for Andersen.
Yes, fame and fortune were hard to come by for Andersen. This would all change, of course, but change takes time and a little luck too.
Indeed. Okay, the name of our lesson is Hans Christian Andersen, Stories for Children Around the World. Let's get started once again. I'm excited to read about Hans Christian Andersen's big break.
Me too. First though, we need to review today's vocabulary. 好，课文提到一开始没有人欣赏安徒生的故事，那些故事都是用丹麦语写成的，所以很少人看得懂。后来有一位伦敦的编辑发现这些故事，把它们翻译之后就刊登在一本杂志上。那这边出现3个单字 appreciate 它在课文里面是当动词，表示欣赏、赏识。例如 Richard is learning to appreciate classical music. Richard is learning to appreciate classical music. Richard 在学习欣赏古典乐。好，下一个单字是 print 它表示刊印或是刊登，那是当动词来用。像是 Her story was printed in the paper. Her story was printed in the paper. 她的故事被刊登在报纸上。好，那么下一个单字是 magazine 就是杂志，它是当名词用。同学们平常会去图书馆借书吗？我上礼拜有去图书馆借了一些杂志。I borrowed some magazines from the library last week. I borrowed some magazines from the library last week. 好，那刚刚说到安徒生的故事被翻译还有被刊登在杂志上，那其实那本杂志非常有名哦。后来他的故事在世界各地造成轰动，他写的几千个故事都非常畅销。那他到过世之前都还一直在持续写作，现在安徒生仍然是丹麦的国宝。那我们来看这个单字 treasure 就是资产或者是宝物，它是当名词用。例如The Formosan black bear is one of our national treasures. The Formosan black bear is one of our national treasures. 台湾黑熊是我们的国宝之一。好啦，现在已经看完单字例句，接着我们来看课文吧。
No one appreciated Andersen's stories at first. They were in Danish, so few people could read them. Then an editor in London found them.He translated them and printed them in a magazine. The magazine was famous. It also printed stories by Charles Dickens and Edgar Allan Poe.
Explanation 1.
Welcome back to part 2 of this month's lesson, dealing with Hans Christian Andersen.
Hans Christian Andersen's early life was tough.This all changed when he became a world-famous author, right? Well, yes, but it took a long time for Andersen to become famous.
Get this. No one, and I mean no one, appreciated Andersen's stories at first. And that means that people didn't recognize his stories for being the masterpieces they were.Indeed.
And the fact that he wrote in Danish didn't help either. Very few people outside of Denmark speak Danish. On top of that, there just isn't that many people in Denmark.
His stories, were in Danish, so few people could read them. This problem, though, did not doom Andersen. One day, you see, Andersen got lucky. And we'll have more on Andersen's stroke of luck soon, right after we hear from the luckiest teacher in the world, Teacher Daphne.
大家好，我是 Daphne。今天的第一则文法是 in Danish， 意思是以丹麦语。介系词 in 加上语言，表示以某种语言。例如 Danish 当名词是 Denmark 丹麦这个国家的语言，意思是丹麦文。例如 The novel is written in English， 这本小说以英文写成。And we're back.Let's read about Andersen's great stroke of luck. Our article continues. Then an editor in London found them. The editor found his stories.
And this editor was more than just an editor. This editor was also a translator. He was able to translate Andersen's stories into English.Right,
and this meant that many more people could read his stories. Good for him.
Good for him indeed. Anyway, more on this editor/translator in London. He translated them, these stories, and printed them in a magazine.
And what's more, the magazine was famous.Which means that not only would Andersen be read by many people, but also that his work would be printed alongside the work of already famous authors. After all, famous magazines publish famous writers.
Correct. Now more on this magazine. It also printed stories by Charles Dickens and Edgar Allan Poe. Ooh, pretty good.I
agree. 安徒生的故事是用丹麦语写的，那很少人看得懂。幸好有一位编辑把他的故事翻译之后，然后刊登到一本杂志上。那本杂志很有名哦，它有刊载过狄更斯和爱伦坡这两位知名作家的作品。那这边有两个补充单字 ，editor 就是编辑。那么 translate 这个动词它表示翻译。那我们如果把字尾的 e 把它改成 or， 就会变成译者、翻译者，叫做 translator 或是 translator。好，那我们先休息一下，待会再回到课文中。Okay, with that, we have now completed the first part of our lesson. It is time for a break.
So, let's take a break. But don't go away. We'll be back soon.After
that, Andersen's stories became popular everywhere.He wrote thousands more of them, and they all sold well. He kept writing until he died. Today, Andersen is still one of Denmark's national treasures. His stories, however, are a gift to the world.
Explanation 2.
Welcome back. Before the break, we read about Hans Christian Andersen's big break.Andersen was very lucky to have gotten the attention of an editor of a famous magazine in London. This editor and translator introduced Andersen to the world, so to speak.
Right. Once he was featured in this editor's magazine, Andersen was off to the races. People began to see him as a great writer.
Indeed. After being printed alongside Dickens and Poe, Andersen became well known. Yes, after that, Andersen's stories became popular everywhere.
Yep, he became popular at that point. Did he stop writing though? No way. Andersen wrote and wrote and wrote. He never stopped writing after having his first stories published in that London magazine.
You've got that right. He wrote story after story for the rest of his life. He wrote thousands more of them, and they all sold well. Oh, and by the way, that's not a typo. Andersen wrote thousands of stories. Amazing, right? I wonder what teacher Daphne thinks of this.
第二则文法是 thousands more of 加名词，意思是多几千个的。more 在这里是副词额外的意思 ，thousand 是名词1000的意思，复数形 thousands 就是上千，后方以介系词 of 的引出可数名词 ，thousands of 加名词就是上千的。Thousands more of 加名词就是多几千个的，以此类推 ，hundreds more of 加名词就是多几百个的。例如 ，hundreds more of the students signed up for the course， 又多了几百位学生报名这堂课。Everyone, Hans Christian Andersen never stopped writing. He ended up penning thousands of stories.
Yup, but to be clear, he did stop writing at one point. The point of his death. Yes, only death could keep Andersen from writing. He kept on writing. He kept writing until he died.
Right, but his writing and his name live on to this very day. Today, Andersen is still one of Denmark's national treasures.
Yup, he's a treasure to the people of Denmark, but he remains important to people all over the world as well. His stories truly are a gift to the world.
There you go. Okay, with that, our lesson is complete, and that means it is now time for a break.
Right. But stick around, folks. More fun is coming up soon.
Hans Christian Andersen, Stories for Children Around the World.
No one appreciated Andersen's stories at first. They were in Danish, so few people could read them. Then an editor in London found them. He translated them and printed them in a magazine. The magazine was famous. It also printed stories by Charles Dickens and Edgar Allan Poe. After that, Andersen's stories became popular everywhere. He wrote thousands more of them, and they all sold well. He kept writing until he died. Today, Andersen is still one of Denmark's national treasures. His stories, however, are a gift to the world.
用英文表达，别闹喽，讲认真的啦。怎么说？欢迎收看《就爱讲英文》，我是悠悠。我好想一件事情，嫁给彭于晏。好爽。
这个时候呢，就要把他给打醒，对不对？所以我们今天呢，跟大家分享这个别闹了，醒醒吧，英文怎么说？
彭于晏真的好帅。
一 ，Don't be silly。二 ，Get real。三 ，Don't be ridiculous。
我真的很想嫁给彭于晏。
Don't be silly， 好，这个时候你就可以讲了。Don't be silly， 你别傻了，好吗？对，对方讲的东西呢，跟你的想法有很大的出入的时候，就可以说 Don't be silly。All right, don't be
我真
silly。
的觉得很好笑。
对 ，Don't be silly。
对 ，Don't be silly，OK？、
对
我就是一个爱做梦的人，我都喜欢讲那种天花乱坠、不切实际的事情。
对，比如说他讲
没有办法，
比如说他说，In 2 weeks I'll make so much money and become a millionaire。好，你讲一次啊。
I will make so much money and become a millionaire。
millionaire， 这个时候就 get real，get real， 好吧？就面对现实，好吗？面对
Get
现
real
实，对，
真的，但是我们不想 get real。
那就 don't be ridiculous。Don't be ridiculous。ridiculous 这个字呢是很扯的意思，
夸张
很夸张，你别闹了好吗？
Don't be ridiculous。
Don't be ridiculous。
Don't be ridiculous。
好，这个字有点长，对不对？再一次
Ridiculous。
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 Don't be ridiculous。
好了啦。
You don't be OK。好，对，或者是你可以讲 That sounds like a pipe dream。
啊
Pipe dream
pipe dream
听起来像是个 pipe dream， 不切实际的梦想。
为什么
Pipe dream，
？Pipe dream 哦，不切实际的梦想。
Pipe dream。
我跟你说，我觉得老板你应该要帮我们加薪5万。
Okay, you want our boss to give you a $50,000 raise? That sounds like a pipe dream.
OK， 那好，这个比 pipe dream 还要更酸的那种话，
就直接戳破啊，就是 That's not gonna happen.
That's not gonna happen.
That's not going to happen. 不可能会发生的。但这还是看你的语气啊，就That's not gonna happen.
我来。
哦，你说一点好了。
That's not gonna happen. 这样算吗？
我们看我们今天的 live action， 你好烦哦你。
What's your future plan with Jessie?
Oh, I want to travel around the world with Jessie.
Don't be silly. You don't have enough money.
I know it doesn't sound easy, but I'll work hard.
I mean, it's not easy to save money for a year. Get real. You two have a baby.
I know, but I need to dream big.
Okay, go for it. Go for it.
Thank you.
Hello， 大家好，我是 Hanny， 又到1分钟的单元喽。那我们今天用1分钟的时间来复习4个单字，同学们您都准备好了没？1分钟计时开始。好，第一个单词比较长，它是动词，它叫做欣赏、赏识。你知道是哪一个字吗？叫做 appreciate。We should learn to respect and appreciate other cultures。我们应该学习尊重并且欣赏其他文化。好，第二单字呢，它可以指刊印啊、刊登。像我们要从电脑上印文件也会用到这个字哦。那你知道哪个字吗？叫做 print。print 它是当动词。Bob's picture was printed in a magazine。Bob 的照片被刊登在一本杂志上。好，第3个单词就是杂志，所以刚刚同学们偷听到了吧？杂志怎么说？叫做 magazine 或者是 magazine。Can you hand me the magazine, please？ 你可以把那本杂志递给我吗？好，第4个单词叫做宝物、宝藏或是指资产，叫做 treasure。treasure 像国家资产、国家宝物叫 national treasure。Okay, the pirates didn't find any treasure. 那些海盗没有找到任何宝物。好，太好啦，我们成功了，同学们很棒哦。那我们平常还是要多多复习这些单字，才不容易忘记。我们下次见喽，拜拜。